What's up, Craze Armies? It's Crazens here. Here we are bringing you the final week of the regular season of the BPL, this crazy doubles league that I am in. Um, so this week we are taking on the Pyroyal Challengers Bangalore, which is apparently named after a cricket team. I don't follow cricket, but I think it's a really cool sport, and I admire people that do follow cricket. Fun facts about me. Some other fun facts about me. Right now, I have my Decidueye plushie sitting next to me. I, in fact, picked a Decidueye plushie out from GameStop when I got Pokemon Moon, and then proceeded to pick Incineroar in the game. So, what I am doing is questionable, as always. Anyway, final week of the regular season. We're guaranteed playoffs. We got to bring DeBlade. I mean, DeBlade hasn't done anything yet. Is DeBlade going to do anything here? Probably not, considering he's got a Swampert and a Salamence, which probably has Intimidate, and also I can't damage Dracozolt. So I can maybe kill half of his team with DeBlade. I don't know. Hopefully he brings those three. Anyway, so yeah, we're playing Ashtay. He is a really fun guy and has a really good team. And if he wins this, he's into the playoffs. If I win, I'm guaranteed number one seed, I guess. Because prior to this game, or I guess prior to this week, there's me at 4-0, and there's two teams at 3-1. And so if one of them were to win and I were to lose, one of these teams. Actually, there's three teams at 3-1. I take that back because Ashtay is also at 3-1. And anyway, so like if Ashtay were to win, I were to lose to him, he'd take first seed. You know how it is. Can't be letting that happen. And also, we don't throw here on Crazens. We play to win at all times. And this is actually game three that we are looking at. So spoiler alert, I don't win in two games. I know, you're probably shocked to hear that. But anyway, so this is game one. I go into this, and I was pretty sure he'd bring Kartana. He didn't bring Kartana. He, in fact, was pretty much the team I expected, except I thought instead of Salamence, he would bring Kartana, because, I have a rain team. It's a grass type. Yeah, grass type things into a rain team. Prior to this match, I decided I'm going hard Trick Room. We're bringing Gothitelle, Pincurchin, Deplayed, and Politoed all in the Trick Room mode. Um, and then we're just bringing support Thunderous and Scarf Landorus, which I don't know, it outspeeds like Dracozolt, so it also outspeeds Terrakion and gets surprise KOs on them, and Weavile. But weirdly enough, Earth Power doesn't kill Weavile because it's got pretty good special defense. Anyway, let's get into this. I didn't record live because I did this while I was on campus and I couldn't find a place where I was solitary enough to record by myself. Anyway, so here we go. I decided game one, I'm leading Gothitelle plus Landis because that was the lead we decided on before the battle. And so here we go. He leads Weavile plus Swampert, which I'm gonna be honest, didn't see that coming at all. Literally, if I had to pick a lead, it would not have been this one. If I was predicting, I predicted more of a Whimsicott plus literally anything because he's only led Whimsicott in games that he's brought Whimsicott. So this was, needless to say, a surprise. Um, yeah. So I figured I'd just try to get a cheeky, faster KO on that Weavile with Landorus because I have superpower. And then I elected to fake out um, the Swampert. But as you can see, that doesn't work out too hot because I get faked out. In fact, I do KO the Weavile, but then I get ice beamed by this Swampert, which I didn't even consider that was a possibility. And obviously I flinch, so I can't do anything. Never mind, I must have gone for Trick Room. I didn't remember what I did. It's been a minute. Actually, it's been approximately 6 hours since I played this battle. Um, so anyway, he brings in this Terrakion. I'm just like, I'm getting Harvest out of here. We're at minus stats, bringing in Pyukumuku because I didn't want to sack. I had Politoed in the back, and I didn't want to just let Politoed die. That seemed like a bad decision. when he came in on a rock slide. So here I'm trying to get Trick Room up with Gothitelle, and we flinch. Major unfortunate, but it's okay, whatever. Anyway, he takes advantage of that and is able to KO my Gothitelle here with the X Scissor and hit my Pyukamuku with the Earth Power, which we live because we have that AV, and we Scald and don't get a burn. Depression. Anyway, we bring in Cotton Candy here, and here I'm just trying to do as much damage to his Pokemon as I can. I didn't really have a great way to hit Swampert at this point, so I was just trying to do damage with water type moves, which obviously brings in his Whimsicott, which is a good play here. And I hit it with a Muddy Water, I miss it with the other one. See, this is why we drafted Cotton Candy, because Cotton Candy, she does not miss. She never misses. I'm just saying, look at Cotton Candy's hit percentage on these Muddy Waters. She was drafted for those intangibles, not for the, I mean, partially for the drizzle, but also for the intangibles. She's a great leader. Honestly, just everything you could ask for off and on the field. Anyway, back to the game. The Terrakion protects, so we don't hit it and don't knock it out, which is sad. And at this point, I realize I'm going to lose because he can beat up his own Terrakion, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. And that's exactly what he does. Beats up his own Terrakion, gets up to +4 attack, and actually, I guess it's just +3 because one of his Pokemon's dead. But Cotton Candy, like the legend she is, lives and knocks out that Terrakion and dies through a Life Orb recoil, unfortunately. But it's just Landorus against the world. Maybe Landorus can do it, and no. Unfortunately, that Swampert is full Spadef. I learned from my calculator, and I was unfortunately defeated. Whoa, it doesn't even show that I said GG. Well, I did. Actually, let me go back to this. Oh, I think that was another game. But anyway. Ah, I can't prove it to you guys, but I did say GG after that game. I was not salty. Anyway, on to game 2, which, let's see. This game, I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. Those are the exact words that I said. But I knew that getting up Trick Room would probably be good, so I figured I'd just lead the same thing, bring the same Pokemon in the back, and see how it goes. So this time he leads his Whimsicott plus his Weavile, which is less surprising because I knew he would eventually bring that Whimsicott. I knew he would lead with it because he does it every time. Anyway, here I'm pretty sure he's not going to fake me out because I was pretty sure he wasn't going to fake me out because he thought he could get a KO on my Landorus because he didn't know that I was scarfed yet. I thought that that would be the way this would go. And I was pretty sure he would probably, I think I thought he would try to taunt my Gothitelle with Floofy. So in order to defeat that, I decided to fake out the Floofy and then here go for the superpower, which is faster because I'm Choice Scarf. He never saw it coming. He brings in Salamence, which obviously now my Landers can't do anything, -2 attack, and I'm locked into superpower. Like, not a great spot. So I'm going to have to switch out. And here, I figure he's probably going to taunt my Gothitelle again, which he does. But I got that Mental Herb. Mental Herb coming in clutch, and we get the TR off. So at this point, I'm bringing in Politoed. My big Trick Room Pokemon are in right now, so they can do lots of damage. He's still taunting me. I hit the Thunder, no para, Depression. Here, he's gonna... Yeah, he switches out, which is a good play, into my Thunder, because obviously Swampert Ground type is immune to the Thunder. He brings that in, and since Trick Room's faster, my 2 Pokemon are the fastest Pokemon on the field. I hit the Thunder, do a Ground type, which doesn't work, and knock out Floofy with an Ice Beam. Here, pretty sure I've got it. Just Thunder because I saw it do 58% to that thing, and I knew it was Choice Specs actually because it only could have done 85% was a max roll from Choice Specs onto my Pyukamuku. It was a max roll from Timid Specs. Good thing it was a Modest Specs, I guess. But anyway, So yeah, I knew that he couldn't protect, so I safely thundered into him, just hit the weather ball right here, does 56%. He earth powers my cotton candy, but cotton candy's too bulky. She's got the bulk, got the intangibles. Cotton candy's too good. So then we're just gonna scald and weather ball this thing. He protects to stall out one more, just stall out the trick room so he can get one more kill. And that's that. Nice win for my girl Cotton Candy out here. And so we're on to the game three. Now, game three, I was like, I'm sitting here thinking, I think he'll lead the same lead he led in game one because he won game one, but he won't lead the one he led in game two because he lost game two. And to counter that lead, so Landorus plus Galta was meant to counter any lead that started with what's his name, Whimsicott, because if Gothitail could fake out Whimsicott and then Scarf Landorus could knock out the other Pokemon, was the idea. Um, so that Whimsicott couldn't get a Tailwind up and obviously like let the other Pokemon outspeed me. And if he let Weavile and faked out, then the Weavile couldn't. Then I could also fake out into the. I think the plan then was to fake out into the Whimsicott too. I don't remember exactly. I think we would have had to make some plays if the Weavile Whimsicott lead came, which actually was what we did last time. So yeah, we just had to condition him so he didn't click fake out with the Weavile. Anyway, so that was the plan. But at this point, I was pretty sure he was going to go Swampert Weavile again. So I led Politoed and Gothitelle this time and brought exactly the same Pokemon because, you know, they're the best four. And unfortunately, the Blade doesn't get to do anything because the Blade just doesn't do hot against a special Swampert. Anyway, this time Alexi's going to fake out my Gothitelle and Worry Seed into it so it doesn't have Shadow Tag, which I don't think he switched out after this, so not quite sure why. I wanted to try to knock out Floofy so that if he has Terrakion in the back, he can't just bring it in. And well, I didn't want to knock out Weavile because if he had Terrakion in the back, he could bring it in um, and beat up his Terrakion and then KO both my Pokemon, which I thought was a bad thing. So I instead am going for Floofy with the Ice Beam. So here, obviously you see now I have a Gothitelle at 84%, which does die to a Life Orb Weavile Throat Chop, and I have Cotton Candy, who's going to be at 91% from the Life Orb Recoil. This big play right here. Big play right here. I'm sitting here like, gosh, I wonder, could the Weavile also have beat up? It's possible. It's possible. Do I want to let a Terrakion come in? No, I don't want to let a Terrakion come in next to either of these Pokemon. So I'm just going to have to man up and make a play. I know he's going to Throat Chop into Gothitelle because he knows it kills. I know it kills. We both know it kills. Mineral is 83. It's going to kill. That's the way it is. So I can't leave Gothitelle in. I need Trick Room to win this game. So I'm switching Gothitelle out into my Landorus, that 4 times weak to ice Pokemon, into the ice type. And I'm going for Muddy Water because I know Cotton Candy's going to hit. Because I know it's a hit, guaranteed. And he Tailwinds. He Throat Chops. We get the play right. Knocks him down to 82%, which the roll on Weavile for Muddy Water was 79 to 85 at 82%, so that's like a mid-roll I needed to KO him. But I get the crit because the intangibles are there. The intangibles are there and the play on the field. Cotton Candy just whenever I need it. Actually, I mean, like, the crit made it so the roll didn't matter, but it was like probably more in my favor. I don't know. I'd have to look at the calc again. But anyway, it wasn't like the crit mattered a ton because there was still at least a 50% chance that I knocked him out. And yeah. Anyway, so that crit is clutch. We're going to play 4-2 now. But, I mean, obviously my Pokemon are weakened. And I see his last two are Maxwell and Purple Patel. So I was worried about Terrakion for nothing. I was worried for nothing. So at this point, I'm like, well, he's probably going to Bolt Beak my beautiful Cotton Candy. I cannot allow that to happen. But, So I'm bringing in Pinkirchen to take the Bolt Beak. And I am going to, I think, Ice Beam with Cotton Candy to try to knock out the Dracozolt. Because there was actually, it's again about a 50% chance for me to knock him out, which I think I end up getting a min roll on this thing. No, I think it's next turn I get a min roll on it. But anyway, he obviously can't use Bolt Beak now, which I didn't even consider high horsepower as an option. But as you can see, he then high horsepowers and KOs my Pikamuku, which is actually a Pincurchin. And anyway, I get like a min roll and do 96 to this guy. Which actually, I don't remember exactly what the roll was, but it was, I had a chance to kill him and I didn't kill him. So here I'm sitting here like all my Pokemon get one shot by Dracovish. What am I going to do? And Landorus doesn't, but if he protects that and then Ice Beams me, I'm in some serious trouble. Well, obviously the answer is we make a play. We make a play. So I predict him to protect, predicting my fake out into Dracozolt. I'm like, that's obvious. He's got that. Predict that. Click Trick Room. What a play by me, right? Right. And we never miss those Muddy Waters. We never miss. And we get the accuracy drop. Gosh, we're too good. And obviously we just finished this one off then with a nice Energy Ball crit, which I think did actually matter. It would not have done that much. We do so like the game would have taken one extra turn because his crit Earth Power did 42 max to Gothitelle, which so he could have crit on back-to-back turns that knocked me out, but I would have knocked him out before then anyway. So that crit doesn't, it matters in that I killed him. It doesn't matter in that the game probably wouldn't have changed because then I just Ice Beam Maxwell and GG. We are undefeated in the regular season. I know, crazy. They said I couldn't play doubles. I said I couldn't play doubles. And where are we? Luckily, I got the number one muddy water hitter here in Cotton Candy. The intangibles are real. Anyway, shout outs to my team, my Pokemon team, of course. I mean, they're killing it. They're holding it down this season. But much like those, I mean, you know those shirts that the Blue Jackets had after they swept the Lightning in the first round back in like 2019, and it said like first round, maybe it was 2018. Anyway, it said first round victory is not the goal, and then they got swept in the second round. Yeah, I don't remember that either. But the point of that is undefeated season is not the goal. Undefeated regular season isn't. Undefeated full season. We're going playoffs, guys. We're going to the playoffs. And yeah, it's time. It's time. So as you can see from here, things are getting wildly shaken up. Oops, all Pokemon. It was looking like they had an easy layup win. Well, I guess the win didn't look like a layup, but like it looked like they had a layup spot in the playoffs if they could just win one, if they could win their final match. They unfortunately did not. Shout outs to, who was it? The Ziggy Stardust knocking them off, getting up to 2 and 3. But unfortunately, I think chances are high that we're going to have to end up playing the Pastoria Pride again to get this championship. But that's all right. I like a challenge. I like a challenge. They, the Pastoria Pride are obviously sitting at 7th place right now, but all they need to do is win 2-0 and have the Bexley Weasels lose, which I'm not saying the Bexley Weasels are going to lose. I think that I don't really know anything about the Bexley Weasels, so if I think David is the name of the guy who runs the Bexley Weasels. If you're watching this, tell me about yourself because I know nothing about you and I would like to learn more. But that's kind of besides the point. Yeah. The Greensville Galvantulas, I would have to imagine are going to win their final game because I mean, they were undefeated until last week. I think they're a solid team. I think they're going to win this final week and be secure the second seed. So from there, if we got 1-5-0, 1-4-1, it's going to be a million tiebreakers that people have been trying to work out in the Discord of how the tiebreakers are going to end up. It's very questionable. it's very questionable, and there may be some salty people. I mean, shout outs to Adam for running the league because I would not want to be the one who has to like figure all this stuff out. So yeah, shout outs to Adam. Yeah. Anyway, we're sitting pretty well, and hopefully we can pick up another win in the first round of the playoffs, which obviously if Bexted Weasels and the Pastoria Pride lose, then we're going to be playing Oops All Pokemon. And assuming the Greensboro Evangelist win, I guess. We will then be playing Oops All Pokemon. And a rematch will be against his Sun team again. But anyway, that's what's up with the league. And I suppose I'll see you guys hopefully with an OBL game if I can ever get it in. We have the final game of the regular season there too. Got to get Urshifu up to like 20 kills, hopefully. But anyway, thank you for watching. And until next time, Craze Army.